Most people believe you need 6 to 8 hours of sunlight to grow vegetables successfully. But what if I told you there are many crops that actually grow better in shade? If your garden sits behind a building, under trees, or in a yard that barely gets sunlight, you might think growing vegetables is impossible. But the truth is, some vegetables prefer cooler temperatures and softer light, and too much sun can even ruin their flavor. In this video, we're going to reveal 15 vegetables that thrive in full shade, meaning you can still grow a productive garden even if your space doesn't get much sunlight. And make sure you watch until the end, because one of the vegetables on this list grows so fast in shade that you can harvest it in just a few weeks. Let's get into it. Plant number 1, bok choy. Bok choy is one of the most reliable vegetables you can grow in a shady garden. This leafy green, which is widely used in Asian cooking, actually prefers cooler temperatures and gentle light conditions. When exposed to intense sunlight, bok choy can bolt quickly, meaning it will rush to produce flowers instead of tender leaves. But in partial or even full shade, the plant tends to grow slower and steadier, producing crisp, juicy leaves that are perfect for soups, stir-fries, and salads. Another reason bok choy performs so well in shade is its ability to tolerate lower light levels compared to many other vegetables. While most crops need at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight, bok choy can still grow successfully with just 3 to 4 hours of filtered light. This makes it a great option for gardeners who have shaded yards, balconies, or garden beds located under trees or near buildings. Bok choy also grows relatively quickly, which is another advantage for shady gardens. Many varieties can be harvested in as little as 30 to 45 days. Gardeners can begin picking the outer leaves early while allowing the center of the plant to continue growing. This method allows for multiple harvests from a single plant, making bok choy a productive addition to any shade-friendly vegetable garden. Growing bok choy can still provide a steady supply of healthy, delicious greens. Plant number 2, arugula. Arugula is another leafy vegetable that thrives surprisingly well in shady conditions. Known for its slightly peppery flavor, arugula is often used in salads, sandwiches, and gourmet dishes. Unlike many vegetables that struggle without strong sunlight, arugula can grow comfortably in partial shade and even appreciates cooler growing environments. One of the biggest advantages of growing arugula in shade is that it helps prevent the plant from bolting too quickly. When arugula receives too much heat and direct sunlight, it tends to flower rapidly, which causes the leaves to become bitter. Growing it in shaded areas keeps the plant cooler and allows the leaves to remain tender and flavorful for a longer period. Arugula is also one of the fastest growing greens in the garden. In many cases, gardeners can begin harvesting leaves just 3 to 4 weeks after planting. Because of this quick growth cycle, arugula is often grown as a cut-and-come-again crop. This means you can harvest the outer leaves regularly while the plant continues producing new growth. Nutritionally, arugula offers impressive health benefits. It contains vitamins A, C, and K, as well as important minerals like calcium and potassium. These nutrients support healthy bones, improve immune function, and contribute to overall health. For gardeners with shaded spaces, arugula is a simple and productive crop that delivers both flavor and nutrition. Plant number 3, lettuce. Lettuce is one of the most popular vegetables for shady gardens because it naturally prefers cooler conditions and softer light. In fact, many experienced gardeners intentionally grow lettuce in partially shaded areas to protect it from intense midday sun. Too much heat can cause lettuce to bolt quickly, turning the leaves bitter and tough. When grown in shaded conditions, lettuce tends to grow more slowly, but produces tender, mild-flavored leaves. This slower growth can actually improve the quality of the harvest. Many varieties, including leaf lettuce, butterhead lettuce, and romaine, adapt well to partial shade and can still produce abundant harvests with only a few hours of sunlight each day. Another benefit of lettuce is how easy it is to harvest. Gardeners can either harvest the entire plant at once or pick individual leaves as needed. This flexibility makes lettuce ideal for small gardens, raised beds, or container gardens placed in shaded patios or balconies. Beyond its ease of growth, lettuce also provides valuable nutrients. It contains vitamins A and K along with small amounts of folate and fiber. While it may seem like a simple vegetable, lettuce plays an important role in maintaining a healthy diet. For gardeners dealing with shady spaces, it remains one of the most dependable and rewarding crops to grow. Plant number 4, spinach. Spinach is widely known as a nutrient-dense leafy green, but it also happens to be one of the best vegetables for low-light gardens. Like many cool-season crops, spinach grows best when temperatures are mild and sunlight is not overly intense. In fact, excessive heat and sun can cause spinach to bolt quickly, ending the harvest season prematurely. Growing spinach in partial shade helps extend its growing period. The cooler environment slows down the bolting process, allowing gardeners to harvest the leaves for a longer time. This is especially helpful during late spring and early summer when sunlight becomes stronger and temperatures begin to rise. Spinach is also a relatively fast-growing crop. Many varieties can be harvested within 35 to 45 days after planting. Gardeners often pick the outer leaves first, allowing the center of the plant to continue producing new growth. This harvesting method allows a single spinach plant to provide multiple rounds of fresh leaves. From a nutritional perspective, spinach is one of the most beneficial leafy greens available. It contains high levels of iron, vitamin K, vitamin A, and antioxidants that support overall health. Because it grows well in cooler and shadier environments, spinach is a perfect vegetable for gardeners who want productive crops even without full sunlight. Plant number 5, kale. Kale is one of the toughest and most adaptable leafy greens you can grow, and it performs surprisingly well in gardens that receive limited sunlight. While many vegetables struggle without strong direct light, kale can continue producing healthy leaves even in partially shaded areas. In fact, growing kale in cooler, shaded environments can sometimes improve the flavor of the leaves, making them less bitter and more tender. One of the reasons kale does well in shade is because it belongs to a group of vegetables known as cool-season crops. These plants evolve to grow during spring and fall when sunlight is softer and temperatures are milder. Too much heat and intense sun can actually stress kale plants, causing slower growth or tougher leaves. Shade helps regulate the temperature around the plant, allowing it to grow steadily. Another major advantage of kale is its long harvest period. Instead of harvesting the entire plant at once, gardeners can simply pick the older outer leaves while allowing the younger leaves in the center to continue growing. This cut and come again method means one kale plant can produce harvest for several weeks or even months. In addition to being easy to grow, kale is also one of the most nutrient-dense vegetables available. It contains high levels of vitamins A, C, and K, along with antioxidants that support overall health. Because of its resilience and nutritional value, kale is a fantastic choice for gardeners looking to grow productive vegetables in shady spaces. Plant number 6, Swiss chard. Swiss chard is another leafy vegetable that thrives even when sunlight is limited. Known for its colorful stems and large tender leaves, Swiss chard can add both beauty and productivity to a shaded vegetable garden. While it does grow faster in full sun, it can still produce healthy leaves with only a few hours of filtered light each day. One of the biggest advantages of Swiss chard is its ability to tolerate a wide range of growing conditions. It handles cooler temperatures very well and continues producing leaves long after many other vegetables stop growing. In partially shaded gardens, Swiss chard often grows slower but remains tender and flavorful. Swiss chard is also extremely productive. Like many leafy greens, it can be harvested gradually rather than all at once. Gardeners simply remove the outer leaves as they mature while allowing the center of the plant to keep producing new growth. This makes Swiss chard one of the most reliable vegetables for continuous harvesting. From a nutritional standpoint, Swiss chard is loaded with beneficial vitamins and minerals. It contains vitamins A, C, and K, as well as magnesium and potassium. These nutrients support heart health, bone strength, and overall wellness. For gardeners dealing with shady spaces, Swiss chard offers both visual beauty and nutritional value. Plant number 7, mustard greens. Mustard greens are fast-growing leafy vegetables that perform very well in cooler and shaded garden areas. These greens are known for their bold, slightly spicy flavor, which adds depth to soups, stir-fries, and salads. Because they grow quickly and tolerate lower light levels, mustard greens are an excellent choice for gardeners with shaded yards. Like many leafy greens, mustard greens prefer cooler temperatures and moderate sunlight. When exposed to strong heat and intense sunlight, They can bolt quickly and become overly bitter. Growing them in partial shade helps slow down this process, allowing the leaves to stay tender and flavorful for a longer period. Another benefit of mustard greens is their rapid growth cycle. In many cases, gardeners can start harvesting leaves in just 3 to 4 weeks after planting. Because of this quick turnaround, mustard greens are often grown as a short-season crop that can provide fresh greens early in the growing season. Nutritionally, mustard greens are incredibly valuable. They contain vitamins A, C, and K along with antioxidants that help support immune health and protect the body from oxidative stress. Their ability to grow quickly and tolerate shade makes them a dependable crop for gardeners who don't have access to full sunlight. Plant number 8. Radishes. Radishes are often associated with sunny gardens, but they actually grow surprisingly well in partially shaded areas. In fact, radishes can benefit from a bit of shade because cooler soil temperatures help the roots develop properly. Too much heat and intense sunlight can cause radishes to grow too quickly, which sometimes results in tough or overly spicy roots. One of the reasons radishes work well in shaded gardens is their extremely fast growth cycle. Many varieties are ready to harvest in as little as 3 to 4 weeks after planting. Because they mature so quickly, radishes can take advantage of the limited sunlight available in shaded garden spaces. Radishes are also very space efficient. They can be planted closely together in raised beds, containers, or small garden plots. This makes them perfect for gardeners who are working with limited space and limited sunlight at the same time. In addition to the edible roots, radish greens are also nutritious and can be used in cooking. They contain vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that contribute to a healthy diet. With their quick growth and adaptability, radishes remain one of the easiest vegetables to grow even in gardens that don't receive full sunlight. Plant number 9. Turnips. Turnips are another versatile vegetable that can grow successfully in gardens with limited sunlight. While many root vegetables require strong sun to form large roots, turnips are surprisingly adaptable and can still develop well in partial shade. In fact, cooler growing conditions often help turnips produce sweeter and more tender roots. One advantage of growing turnips in shaded areas is that the cooler environment helps prevent the roots from becoming tough or overly strong in flavor. When turnips grow too quickly in hot sun, they can sometimes develop a woody texture. Shade slows down the growth slightly, allowing the roots to develop more evenly and maintain a milder taste. Turnips are also a dual-purpose crop because both the roots and the leafy tops are edible. The roots can be roasted, mashed, or added to soups and stews, while the greens can be cooked similarly to spinach or other leafy vegetables. This makes turnips a very productive crop for gardeners who want to get multiple harvests from a single plant. Nutritionally, turnips offer a variety of health benefits. They provide vitamin C, fiber, and several beneficial antioxidants. Their greens are also rich in vitamins A and K. For gardeners working with partially shaded spaces, turnips are a practical crop that provides both edible roots and nutritious greens. Plant number 10. Green onions, scallions. Green onions, also known as scallions, are one of the easiest vegetables to grow in almost any type of garden, including those with limited sunlight. Unlike many crops that rely heavily on strong sun to produce fruit or large leaves, green onions require very little light to grow successfully. This makes them a perfect option for shaded garden beds or containers. Another reason green onions thrive in shade is their relatively simple growth structure. Instead of producing large roots or fruits, the plant focuses on growing slender green leaves and a small white bulb. Because of this, the plant does not need as much energy from sunlight as other vegetables. Green onions also grow very quickly, often reaching harvest size within just a few weeks. Gardeners can harvest the entire plant or trim the green tops while leaving the roots in place. When harvested this way, the plant can sometimes continue producing new leaves for additional harvests. Beyond their ease of growth, green onions are also very useful in the kitchen. They add a mild onion flavor to soups, salads, stir-fries, and many other dishes. Rich in vitamins A, C, and K, green onions are a simple yet nutritious crop that performs well even in shady gardening conditions. Plant number 11. Leeks. Leeks are closely related to onions, but have a milder and sweeter flavor that many people enjoy in soups and savory dishes. One of the advantages of growing leeks is their ability to tolerate partial shade. While they still benefit from some sunlight, they can continue growing steadily even when light levels are lower than ideal. Unlike many vegetables that mature quickly, leeks are slow-growing plants that develop gradually over several months. Because of this slower growth pattern, they can adapt well to environments where sunlight is less intense. As long as they receive some filtered light throughout the day, leeks can still form thick, flavorful stalks. Leeks also have a strong tolerance for cooler temperatures, which often occur in shaded areas of the garden. This makes them particularly suitable for gardeners who grow vegetables in early spring or late fall when sunlight is less intense and temperatures remain moderate. Nutritionally, leeks are an excellent addition to a healthy diet. They contain vitamins A, C, and K along with beneficial antioxidants that support heart health and overall wellness. Their adaptability and culinary versatility make leeks a valuable crop for gardeners with partially shaded growing spaces. Plant number 12, beet greens. Beet greens are often overlooked, but they are actually one of the most nutritious leafy vegetables you can grow. While many people grow beets for their roots, the leafy tops are equally valuable and can thrive even in partially shaded garden areas. In fact, beet greens often grow well with less sunlight than the roots themselves require. Growing beets in shade may produce slightly smaller roots, but the greens can still grow vigorously. This makes them a great option for gardeners who want to harvest leafy vegetables from shaded areas of the garden. The leaves can be picked while the plant continues growing, allowing multiple harvests throughout the season. Beet greens are also very versatile in the kitchen. They can be sautéed, added to soups, blended into smoothies, or used in salads when the leaves are young and tender. Their flavor is slightly earthy, similar to Swiss chard or spinach. From a nutritional perspective, beet greens are packed with vitamins A, C, and K, along with iron and antioxidants that support overall health. Because they grow well in cooler conditions and tolerate partial shade, beet greens are an excellent crop for gardeners who want to make the most of their shaded garden spaces. Plant number 13, endive. Endive is a leafy vegetable that grows particularly well in cooler and partially shaded environments. This crisp green is closely related to lettuce and chicory, and it has a slightly bitter flavor that many people enjoy in salads and gourmet dishes. Because endive prefers mild temperatures, growing it in shaded areas of the garden can actually help improve its texture and flavor. One reason endive thrives in shade is that strong sunlight and heat can cause the leaves to become overly bitter. When grown in softer light conditions, the leaves develop more slowly and maintain a more balanced taste. This makes shaded garden beds an excellent location for cultivating healthy endive plants. Endive also has a relatively compact growth habit, making it ideal for smaller gardens or container planting. Gardeners can harvest the entire head at once or remove individual leaves as needed. This flexibility allows for continuous harvesting throughout the growing season. In addition to being easy to grow, endive provides several nutritional benefits. It contains vitamins A, C, and K along with dietary fiber that supports digestion and overall health. For gardeners with shaded spaces, endive is a dependable vegetable that offers both flavor and nutrition. Plant number 14, cabbage. Cabbage is another vegetable that can tolerate partial shade surprisingly well. While it does grow fastest in full sun, cabbage plants can still develop healthy heads in gardens that receive limited sunlight. In fact, cooler and slightly shaded environments often help cabbage grow more slowly, which can lead to tighter and more flavorful heads. One of the reasons cabbage performs well in these conditions is its natural tolerance for cool weather. Cabbage belongs to the same plant family as kale and broccoli, which are all known for thriving in moderate temperatures. Too much heat and sunlight can stress cabbage plants and sometimes cause them to split or develop loose heads. Cabbage also has a relatively long growing season, which gives it time to mature even when sunlight is not at its strongest. As long as the plant receives a few hours of light each day, it can gradually develop into a full head ready for harvest. From a nutritional standpoint, cabbage is packed with beneficial compounds. It contains vitamin C, vitamin K, and antioxidants that support immune health and digestion. Whether eaten raw in salads or cooked in soups and stir-fries, cabbage is a valuable vegetable that can grow successfully in partially shaded gardens. Plant number 15, Watercress. Watercress is one of the most shade-tolerant leafy vegetables you can grow. In nature, this plant often grows along cool streams and damp areas where sunlight is filtered through surrounding vegetation. Because of this natural habitat, watercress adapts extremely well to shaded garden spaces. Unlike many vegetables that struggle without direct sunlight, watercress actually prefers cooler conditions and moist soil. Too much heat and strong sunlight can cause the leaves to become tough or overly spicy. Growing watercress in shade helps maintain its tender texture and mild peppery flavor. Watercress also grows quickly, which makes it a rewarding crop for gardeners. Once established, the plant can be harvested frequently by trimming the leafy stems. New growth will continue to appear, allowing for multiple harvests throughout the growing season. Nutritionally, watercress is often considered one of the most nutrient-dense leafy greens. It contains vitamins A, C, and K along with antioxidants that support overall health. For gardeners with shaded yards, patios, or garden beds, watercress offers a productive and highly nutritious crop option. So there you have it, 15 vegetables that can thrive even in gardens with very little sunlight. Just because your yard doesn't receive full sun doesn't mean you can't grow fresh, healthy food. In fact, many of these vegetables actually perform better when protected from intense heat and strong sunlight. By choosing the right crops and understanding how shade affects plant growth, you can turn even the darkest corner of your yard into a productive vegetable garden. From leafy greens to root vegetables, there are plenty of options that allow gardeners to grow food successfully in low-light conditions. If you enjoyed this video and found these gardening tips helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more gardening guides, plant tips, and homestead ideas. And let us know in the comments, which of these shade-loving vegetables would you try growing first?